Welcome, dear listener, to the Secrets for a Happy Life podcast. Born from my desire to share the knowledge I've acquired on leading a better life, interwoven with diverse experiences from my travels, years of studying psychology, and life lessons. I'm Petra Kmetec-Bitens, your guide on this journey on rediscovering joy, productivity, and the essence of living a fulfilled life. Today we'll be talking about fear. You know, that feeling that we want to hide away from, that we want to push somewhere far, far, far away so we don't have to deal with it, and because it's just so unpleasant and we want to avoid it. But the fear, as any other emotions, has also something good inside. And today we're gonna look what are those good things that fear can show us. Fear is a fundamental human emotion deep-rooted in our human psychology. And it's a response to a perceived threat. And maybe this threat is real, but usually in our modern lifestyle, this threat is something that we feel, that we perceive. It's something bad is going to happen, and we want to avoid it. This emotion, fear, can show up as really mild one, or it can be a dread, and it can lead to panic, and it really can make us being paralyzed. So it varies from mild to really severe. Depends also on the story you are telling yourself around the thing that you are involved in. And these stories can be learned, these stories can be true, but our task for today is that we will question those stories that we have around fear, that we will question ourselves. Is this that I believe, that I feel afraid of? Is this really something that is life-threatening, or can I do something about it? Because one really good thing that you should know around fear is that fear usually occurs when you feel that you are lacking control of. So for an example, you can be afraid of your future because you don't know what's gonna happen, and you don't have control over everything around you. You can have control only on your actions, on your thoughts, on your behavior. And also this not completely true, because your learned behavior and also thoughts, you learn how to think, and sometimes it's hard to escape those learning behaviors and learning thoughts that we have in our minds. And yeah, we'll look at it some other time. Today we're talking about fear. But if we feel like we don't have control over something, then we can feel fear, because this lack of control means that we cannot influence the outcome. But if we take back the control, if we think about it, okay, if I'm really afraid of public speaking, let's say, for example, because it's a really huge fear, what can I do? So if I go maybe to a school for public speaking, I can go practice a little bit. I can start with some small talks in front of my family, or I have a little presentation with my friends, or I go to a therapy for that. And we slowly build our competence around public speaking. So that doesn't mean that if I think, okay, I'm afraid of public speaking, then I will do some breathing exercises, or I will do some other exercises to lower my fear, and then I will go and I will just flourish in front of 1,000 to 2,000 people on the stage. It doesn't work like that. You have to slowly expose yourself to the thing that you are afraid of. So in our instance, fear of public speaking, we go slowly. So we also need to look deeper. What am I afraid of in terms of public speaking? Usually, this is something deeper, something more fundamental, something more life-threatening, because we are societal creatures, and the connections that we have with other people are the things that we are just wired to. So we are always looking for feedbacks from other people. And if we go for a public speaking, then we search how do they perceive us? Will they reject me? Will they criticize me? Or will they accept me? And if I go with this notion, with this story of myself, I'm not worthy, I'm not interesting, nobody will listen to me, I don't have anything wise or good or interesting to say, then our fear of public speaking will be much higher than if I think I am okay, I am good, and I'm really capable of telling something good and everything I say is okay. And when we have this kind of opinion of ourselves that I am okay and also others are okay, and they accept my human flaws when I say something wrong, or maybe I put a little bit too much of fillers inside my talking, then this fear of public speaking will be much lower. So again, we are in the stories that we tell to ourselves, that we think, how do we perceive ourselves? If I'm not okay and others are okay, then I will be really afraid to do something in a public scale. But if I will perceive myself as I am okay and others are okay, then I will be more relaxed when I go and do something with others. So we also have learned responses. For example, let's say if my mom would be really afraid of thunder and lightning, then it's a big chance that I would be afraid of that too. But because my mom was excited about lightning and thunder and she was really looking forward to, I am also wired that way. So when I see the clouds are coming together and everything becomes dark, I feel excited. Oh, something good is gonna happen. I'm gonna hear some thunders, I'm gonna see some lightning, and this is a fun time for me if I'm not somewhere in the mountains and I know that this could be a life-threatening situation for me. But then if I am in the mountains and this is happening, what can I do? So with the fear is always, if you want to resolve the fear, look at what can you do. So take a bit control back. And when you feel that you can have some steps that you can accomplish, that you can choose from, then the fear will be slowly going away. And also what I learned during my practices is if I allow the fear just to feel this feeling of fear deep inside my body, usually is something somewhere in the chest or in the belly, and I just close my eyes and I try to feel it, not think about it, not putting some judgments around it, not putting some labels on it, but just feel the feeling that I have, the feeling of fear, and breathe through it and just allow it to be. Allow the presence of fear. So instead of pushing this fear somewhere else, of pushing it down or trying to avoid it, I let it be. I let the fear to be here, breathe it, and just maybe also sometimes I'm really thankful that I feel that fear. So I said to myself, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing me that something important is happening and I feel threatened around it. And then I look, what are the deeper stories that I tell myself? And sometimes those stories are really existential. For example, I remember when I was in one relationship, I was really jealous. And under this jealousy was a fear that I will be abandoned, that nobody will like me, that I will never find nobody else to love me because I'm so unlovable. I am such a not worthy person to feel love. And when I realized that, when I brought that to awareness, I saw that this is complete bullshit. So I started to work on myself, to build up this feeling that I am worthy, that I am okay. And all those jealousy feelings just disappeared. Because I know now deep in myself that I am okay, I am worthy. I still have crazy thoughts about my worthiness, but it's really like 10% of what it used to be. So you can do that too, because I was really on a lower scale with feelings of unworthiness. So do it with somebody that you trust, because you can accomplish a better sense of feeling worthy, and it's a good feeling. It really is a good feeling. So let's go back to the fear. Whenever you feel fear, whenever you are afraid, ask yourself, is this fear that I'm feeling, is it a true threat in my life? Is it or it's not? And if it is, what can I do about it? What is in my power right now that I can do to prevent it? Because you have to know, fear is sometimes also good in this kind of sense, because if I am afraid of public speaking, if I have this little fear, not too big fear, because then I will be just quiet on the stage, but if I have this little fear, then when I go, then before, like 1 week before or 1 month before I go to this public event that I'm planning to do, I will prepare really good and make myself really confident with the topic that I'm about to present. But if the fear is too big, then I will just be invisible. I won't do anything. I will just close myself down and try to avoid this feeling and also going on a stage. So if I realize that my fear is around public speaking and that I'm afraid of doing it in a good way, then I can prepare better. And then my fear will be a little less. But if you, for example, you are afraid of small places, maybe elevators or being inside the car, then please go to the therapist and work with them together on how to work with that fear. Because it is doable, but I don't think it's something that you can do by yourself, because our unconscious, our body is just too fragile and too afraid and is trying to protect us, so we don't do the steps that are necessary to conquer this fear. But with the right help, with the right warm environment, supportive environment, and safe environment, you can conquer your fears. And you will see, when you go over one fear in one area of your life, you will feel better about yourself. You will feel more confident in your abilities, in yourself, and it will be much easier to do something else that before you were just hiding away from, and you didn't know how to go towards it. So it's really good that you start to work with your fears and that you start to do something about it, because you will feel better, you will feel more confident, and your life is going to be really improved. So what are the techniques that you can use to work with your fears? One is cognitive behavioral therapy, where you can identify and challenge your thoughts that are leading you to fear. They are good. I'm not such a huge advocate of it, because I don't think that only on cognitive level you can work with your fear. It helps, but if you want to really get rid of it, I would suggest that you go to do some more holistic approaches, that you choose more holistic approaches that include somatic work, that include behavioral work, emotional therapy, and also everything that is going around behavior, thoughts, and the stories that you're telling towards yourself. I really love working with vagus nerve systems. So this is, you have many different exercises. I like to do that one that you cross your fingers, put it behind your head, and just be in that position, and you, with your hands, you fix your head, and only eyes goes to the far right, and you are just looking there, I usually yawn when I feel that my body starts to relax, and then look in the mirror in the middle, just maybe move a little bit, and then look to the far left. And just breathe and breathe and breathe. And when you will feel this yawn, or with somebody, for some people, you feel this, the stomach is a little bit start to saying something to you, or a movement, some kind of body feedback. You get the body feedback usually. And this is something that I like to do whenever I feel a bit stressed, whenever I'm a bit tense and I don't know why. First, I try to calm my nervous system down with those exercises. There are many of them. You will find them in the book Polyvagal Nervous System Therapy or something like that. I will link it below. It's a really good book. I really recommend it. It helped me a lot with my migraines also, because whenever I feel my migraines are connected with some outside stressors, with something that I tell myself that I should be worried about, and I don't even recognize it usually. So I start to recognize it, to gain awareness when my migraines are already happening. But before that, I feel this body tension in myself. And if I start to do those exercises on time, when I start to feel this body tension, I don't get migraines. But if I don't do it, I usually get them. So it's really good way to calming your body down. You have also breathing techniques where you can breathe for 4 counts in, 4 counts you hold, 4 counts exhale, and 4 counts hold again. So this is this box breathing, or 4-5-7 breathing. So inhale for 4, you hold for 7 counts, and exhale through your mouth for 8 counts. And those are really good exercises for calming your body. You can also do mindful meditation. It's a beautiful practice that you can do, and mindful meditation is not just doing it in the morning or midday or in the afternoon for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Maybe you can do it during the day when you feel that somewhere something happens, or the door shuts, or you hear some really loud noise. Then you can focus on your breath, on the air around you, on your body connecting, touching the chair that you're sitting on, or just your feet on the ground. And in this kind of sense, you gain awareness. What is going on with me in this moment in time? Because it's all about awareness. And usually when we are in these stressful situations, when fear is slowly creeping in, we don't recognize it. We recognize it when it's in full blast. But before that, those are those small moments where you can stop if you are aware of it, and you just can ask yourself, what is going on with me? What do I feel right now? In what kind of a state is my body? Am I feeling tense, or is my body relaxed? And if I feel tense, why do I feel tense? What can I do about it? Maybe just some rolling your shoulders, or doing some stretching or tai chi, or just shaking your body can help. But again, you have to be aware of it and then do something about it. You can also do grounding exercises, like 5 senses exercises. So what do I see? Name 5 things that you can see. Maybe go more detailed. Name 5 green things that you can spot. What do you hear? Name 5 things that you can hear. Also, what do you maybe smell? What can you touch? Feel your feet on the ground. So you just go through your whole body and just try to be aware of your surroundings and what is going on around you. You can also try with body scan. So, okay, if I usually start with my head. What is going on with my head? Not thinking about why. Oh, I have this knot in my shoulder. Oh, I didn't sleep well. So that's why, because I have my pillow is too high or too low. No. It doesn't work like that. You just scan your body. Okay, I feel a tension here. Good. Let's go on. Till the feet on the floor. Okay? And then when you do that, then you start to do something about all those tensions that you feel. Maybe you have to adjust your position a bit more, or maybe you need to book yourself a massage and you will be better. You also need to distinguish between fear that it's threatening you right now and fear because of the fear. And usually those anxieties that we feel their components are fear because of the fear. So I've had some incident, maybe when I was outside and I was talking to strangers, I blushed. And now I don't want to speak with strangers again because I am afraid I will be blushing again. And when I blushed, I was feeling really awkward. So now I avoid talking with everybody that I don't know, or maybe then I start to avoid also talking with the people I know because I might blush. So this is fear because of the fear. And those fears can be treatable, but we have to be, again, aware of them. And what kind of stories do they tell? What now if I blush? I know this in my conscious mind that if I blush, it's okay. But why did I blush? I can work on this. I can dig a bit deeper and try to find out the roots of me blushing. And why do I feel awkward? Why did I feel ashamed that I needed to blush? And work on this, because in psychology, everything is so interwoven, is so connected. And if in one area of my life I don't feel good about myself, that will show on all areas of my life. No matter how hard do I want to hide it, it will show, because I think I'm good in hiding something, but I'm not, nobody is. Maybe you can fool somebody once, twice, but you cannot fool people forever. And slowly they will start to see the real you. And if you have this kind of fears, find somebody to talk to, seek a coach, seek a therapist, because it's really, really beautiful when you work on your fears. And usually they're not so huge, so scary when you are willing to look, why are they there? You can also try with havening technique. So this is kind of a new technique in psychosensory therapy. And it's based on the nurturing, soothing touch that we can give to ourselves. So we can self-havening when we rub our hands gently over our arms and from shoulders to elbows while thinking about something calming. This is self-havening. Then you can have palm havening, when you rub your palms together in a circlet, soothing patterns. And you can also do facial havening. So you just gently touch your face, you gently brush your fingers over your face, and also be self-compassionate when you do that. Tell yourself some soothing words, some gentle words, like a mother would be telling to a frightening child. Because in TA, in transactional analysis, the fear is rooted in our child ego state. And if the child is afraid, then who is the better to come to help if not our nurturing parent that we have on the other side? So if you feel afraid, be really gentle towards yourself. Use a lot of self-compassioning words. Use a lot of self-forgiveness. And you can say, I forgive myself for being afraid of this, that, and that. The truth is, I am more than capable of doing it. The truth is, I may be screwed up in the past, but now I learned so much more and I'm really okay. And the truth is, even if I make a mistake, people will still love me, because making mistakes is human. So using this kind of words, this kind of talk to yourself, maybe use some nice imaginary to just feel better. You can also use EFT. I personally don't use it, but I know a lot of people that do. I'm more prone to vagus nerve stimulation because it's really soothing our parasympathetic nervous system. It's really calming us down. And you can do with that exercise that I showed you before. You can also do it with exposure to cold. It's a really big hype around those cold plunges, but they do work. I tried cold plunges. I tried the that thing that you step inside and it's minus 150 degrees cold, and you are there for 2 minutes. And when you go out, you are like a new person, because this cold shocks the body, and you don't have time to think about what you're afraid of or what are your problems, because you just want to survive this cold. And when you come out, you have totally fresh, vibrant approach to your life, and that thing that was really big before now looks like this small, and you feel more competent. I was looking to one video of Peter Levine last week, and he was doing one really good exercise with humming. So when you start with really humming low, that you feel in your body, that you feel the vibration deep inside your belly, and slowly moving it up, it also calms our nervous system. So there are so many useful techniques that you can use. You just need to find one that is good for you, that you feel confident with, and that you like doing. For me, this one is really easy. I love to do it. I also love to massage my ears, because I feel after massaging my ears that I'm fresh again, and I'm again there for conquering the world. So it's all about your approach, how you want to deal with your fears. And remember that most of fears nowadays are not life-threatening, but if we don't face the challenges in our lives, then maybe those problems that we can solve but we are avoiding them can really become big problems. And when they are too big to be solved, then we have a huge problem, because it's gonna be much harder to do something about it than if we start in really early stages. So if you see some red flags, start working on them right now, or is in your behavior, or if you see that you are avoiding something, that you don't want to deal with something that you should be dealing with, get the courage and just start with small steps. And if you don't have the courage, contact some of us coaches, therapists that you get help with, because you don't have to do it alone. And I also have a therapist, and it's so much better when you can talk with somebody who understands you, and where you feel safe, where you feel in this good supportive environment, and you are relearning how to be gentle with yourself, because our minds usually are not gentle with ourselves. We need to relearn that from scratch. And yeah, that is all I had to say about fear. I'm really curious, what is your biggest fear and how you are approaching it? And if there is something that I can help you with, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be glad to help you with. So have a great day, and remember, don't push your fears away, because they only grow if you do that. But have the courage to face them, to challenge them, and to look what is lurking beneath those fears. And then you can start having your best life ever. I believe in you, you can do it, and thank you for watching, and have a great day.